So there we are, that's where I am, and that's my first note, and it's B. Now the first bar, nice and simple, this is the introduction. There's no pickup bar, we're straight into the first complete bar. Couldn't be much easier, could it? It's 3 crotchets, adjacent buttons, coming up the instrument, down through a chord of G major, and we have B, G, D, finger 4, finger 3, finger 2. As you play G bass and 2 G major chords, that's buttons 4 and 3, outside row on the push. So you've got the same amount of items in the right hand and the left hand. All on the push. Make sure you pull your bellows out a bit to start with. So you've obviously got some pushing room there. Now the second bar is quite interesting. We keep coming up the G row. So first finger lands up on this button, and if I pull, I've got the note C. And if I put my little finger down in position and pull, I've got the note A. So I've got C, A, crotchet minim. So the C is on beat 1, lasts for the whole of beat 1. That minim, the round open note with a stem, which is on the first ledger line above the stave, that's A, and that comes in on beat 2 and lasts for beats 2 and 3. So you've got 1, 2, 3. Your first note in the first bar, by the way, which is on the same button on the push, which was B, that's in the space above the first ledger line. Ledger lines are little extensions on the stave where you run out of lines, you see. So you've got crotchet minim, so 1, 2, 3. Now the bass line is pretty interesting for this bar. You have A bass and 2 C chords. Now if you played those 2 basses together, you'd have an A minor 7th chord. But obviously we're separating them because we want an pa, pa. The A bass is button 2 outside row pull, finger 2 I use, and the C chord is button 3 on the inside row. So A bass and 2 C chords, you play those 2 C chords as you're holding onto that A note. So that bar. Just a word about my fingering of the left hand. I have developed this style that a lot of players have developed where I use 1 finger per button. So anything button 4 is 4th finger, anything button 3 is 3rd finger, both rows of course. Anything button 2 is finger 2, anything button 1 is finger 1. So 1 finger per button. Lots of players just use 3 fingers and they move up and down. Some even use just 1 and 2. I really wouldn't recommend that, although a lot of people do. If you can develop this style, it's so logical, you never really have to think about it. And it will strengthen your little finger up, which will feel a bit weak if you're a beginner, you've not done this before. That 4th finger, it does naturally feel a bit weak, but if you work on it, it will strengthen. Right, so let's play our first 2 bars, shall we?